First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsung Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Let's pay homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the deities who descended today. Guru Padmasambhava, Ishichokar, Mandarawa, the green Tara, and Tara who dispels epidemics. Homage to all the deities. Sumo, Danjan Gatso, Dutan Siddhi, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples over the webcast and internet. Today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. And happiness to all the disciples, all my disciples.
아이스테르 사랑해 오라미코 게게르 무초 스코인 이지와 징워지 주미 야비 뿌린뿌린 공방와 大家晚安，大家好。你好，大家好。
I'm looking for Mother's Day's joke. How come it's hidden at the bottom, the last ones? It's written here. What is mom? Mom is the one who let go of her figure and just have the under chin and do all the food, drink, and housework,
看见了床，
no
只想趴，苦了
coming home after work, just want to get in bed. And even when she's tired, nobody's praising her.
还有
Goodbye to the youth
看见了宝
and
宝，
nothing
就
else,
笑哈哈。
but still laughing, seeing
有的
her
见坏了
precious kids. Happy Mother's Day.
妈妈煮的菜，往往
Mom's
不比
cooking
外面好吃。
is not as good as the ones at the restaurants
全
outside
都不用调味料，
because she doesn't use any seasonings, which is healthier for the
妈妈
bodies.
说的话，
What
往
mom
往
says
不比外面的人好听。
is not as
可是
nice
全都是
as what
关
other
心
people say, but she's really care about us and it's good for us. 爸爸喜欢讲， Dad likes to say, likes to talk, so just let her talk. And
就让他
mom
多
likes
念
to nag and just let her nag
因为
because
总有一天，
one day
这些声音都会消失不见。
those voices will be gone.
别让父母等，
Don't let your parents wait.
孝为先。
Filial piety is the best kind of kindness.
祝天下母亲
I hope that all mothers under the heaven
快乐。
would be happy. Now let's talk about the questions.
有关专谈做持咒
Related to the specific practice of mantra or sutra chanting,
一
I have the following questions.
持
1.
念珠观相，
Is the mala visualization considered a boundary protection?
还是要一定先
Or
做
should we perform armor protection first to set the protective boundary?
因为披甲护身结界
Because the armor
是
protection
在修法的这个可以讲七支里面，
we can say that it
你
is
要
part
持
of
咒
the
的时候
7
已经在
parts
结界之后，
of the practice.
所以
So
先
when you
做
chant
披甲
mantra,
护
it's
身结
after
界
you perform the armor protection.
持
So
念
you
珠观
perform
相
armor protection first and then you perform the mala
有的
visualization.
人是这样子啊，
Some people is like this.
观想这整条念珠
You
发
visualize
白色的光，
the whole mala radiating white light. That's the light of
加持
Vajrasattva.
这一条念珠。
To bless this chanting
观想
beads,
佛陀呢，
visualize the
头
head
呢
of the
上
chain,
面这个头
the
被
head
观想
here
成为
can be visualized to be Sakyamuni Buddha.
下面这个圆可以观
And
想成
below
观
it,
世音菩萨
the round bead can be visualized to be
观
Avalokitesvara
想为
Bodhisattva.
金刚萨埵
And the
色的
whole
光
necklace of beads visualized to be Vajrasattva,
27
all white light.
27 27
And at each 27 beads in between, there are
可以
4
观想四
dividing
天王
beads can be visualized to be the 4 heavenly kings.
这个小的作为结的
So the tiny dividing beads to be visualized as the 4 heavenly kings. So this is the mala visualization. You visualize the 4 heavenly kings. Visualize Vajrasattva, which is completely white light, the whole mala beads. Visualize Sakyamuni Buddha and Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. That's how you visualize. That's to bless the chanting beads. It's not for protection. It's not for boundary protection. The second question, say to chant the heart mantra of Tara who dispels epidemics. For those who have received the empowerment for mantra chanting, or Ragaraja mantra, does it follow the following procedure? Please advise. A. Boundary protection. B. Recite the Root Guru mantra 7 times after visualizing the Root Guru sitting on top of the head. C. Start chanting while looking at an image of the deity or statue. 4. D. Merit dedication. And E. Recite 100 syllable mantra, great prostration and completion mantra. So you can follow this procedure. First, you do the boundary protection, recite the Root Guru mantra 7 times, visualize Grandmaster sitting on top of the head blessing you, start chanting while looking at an image or statue of the deity, merit dedication, recite 100 syllable mantra, great prostration, completion mantra. That's fine. For those who just receive empowerment for mantra chanting, you can do it that way. But everybody is used to different things. You can do it this way, but it doesn't mean that everybody else has to follow the same way. Now you understand. You set the procedure for yourself, and it's okay. But Grandmaster doesn't teach everybody to follow the same procedure. That's what I mean. Because everybody has a different habit. We cannot make everybody to do the same thing. Some people like to wear certain kinds of clothes. It's their habit. Some people love certain kind of food. It's their custom. You cannot ask everybody to follow your ways. Not necessarily. But this is okay for you. In chanting the Hiking Sutra, should we follow the above procedure or are we allowed to chant directly? Let me tell you, it's fine either way. You can just chant directly. Grandmaster chants in Taiwanese. Namo Hiking Sutra, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya. And the Buddhaya you have to remember, the Dharmaya you have to remember, and the Sanghaya you have to remember. And an affinity with the Pure Lands, you have to imprint it on your heart. Opens the Dharma doors. By engaging permanence, bliss, identity, and purity, one is blessed with the Dharma, and you have to imprint blessed with the Dharma onto your mind. I always remember Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, the threefold refuge. And I have affinity with the Buddha land, and I have affinity with the Buddha Dharma. Namo Maha Prajna Paramita is a great spiritual mantra. Namo Maha Prajna Paramita, a great wisdom mantra. Namo Maha Prajna Paramita, a supreme mantra. Namo Maha Prajna Paramita, an unequal mantra. So a great wisdom mantra, a great spiritual mantra, a supreme mantra, an unequal mantra. They all sound similar. However, the most important one is the unequal mantra. There is no other mantra higher than this mantra. So you have to be clear and lucid about this. And then the rest are the names or the epithets of the Buddha. And they are all very important. Namo, pure light secret Buddha, the Dharma treasure Buddha, the tranquil king Buddha with lion's roar and divine speed. And the tranquil king Buddha, you have to remember. The Sumeru light king Buddha announced by Buddha. But the last three words should be remembered very vividly and clearly. You may not remember the whole names. And you have to remember them in your heart. You have to pass it through your heart. You don't just chant it with your mouth and hear it with your ears. You have to pass it through your heart. That's the crucial point of King Kuan Yin Sutra recitation. But you ask if you should follow the procedure or not. But I have said everybody has a different habit, a different custom. Some people chant directly, and you want to do protection, and you say the Guru mantra, visualize Guru sitting on the head, and you start chanting, and merit dedication, and 100 syllable mantra, and great prostration and completion mantra. That's your problem. That's your business. So either way is fine. You can do what you think is right. And the questioner is Lian Hua Yue Qing, Kim Eng. Kim Eng from Malaysia, the lawyer. Yue Qing. Not bad. You asked the right question. So that's why I said it's your business. The way you chant, it's your business. The way I chant, is my business. But your procedure is very good. Grandmaster often advises us to do protection to protect ourselves. In your book number 220th, Question and Answer from the Contemporary Dharma King 2, you talk about the protection of the three-pronged Vajra scepter. Can you please explain in further details its key formulas and supreme function? I have received remote empowerment for it. So he asks for the explanation for the protection of the three-pronged Vajra scepter. So I need to stand. Is this cable long enough? So the protection practice of the three-pronged Vajra scepter, you can do it standing up or lying down, but not sitting down. So the straight three-pronged Vajra scepter. Okay, Dexter, why don't you stand and show us? Show it to everybody.
看不清。
You can't see it.
这个就是站立的三股金刚杵。
So this is the standing three-prong Vajrasattva. Okay.
脚拍脚。
You have to
这个脚站立。
show the legs too.
这样标准的站立。好。
This is good.
这个脚软的也不能够做。
So you can do it if your legs are too soft or wobbly. It's the look of the three-prong Vajrasattva for the legs and also for the arms. And you can also place it on top of your head. And the legs are standing and bent, looking like these arms.
这样子站立了，还要做什么呢？
So what else should you do after standing like that?
是吽日。
That at the heart of the Vajrasattva is a hom syllable.
它是念三个字，吽吽吽。
And you recite
自己的身体
hom hom hom. 3 syllables, and you visualize your whole body becomes a Vajrasattva. So that's the protection of the three-prong Vajrasattva. First you form the shape, and then you visualize at the center of the three-prong Vajrasattva there are hom, 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 and you chant hom 3 times, and you yourself becomes the Vajrasattva. You visualize the three-prong Vajrasattva. So you're standing up like the three-prong Vajrasattva. And the center, there's hom, 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 hom. 3 hom syllables. They are all white. And you visualize yourself to become the three-prong Vajrasattva, just like this. The three-prong Vajrasattva belongs to the Japanese Tantrayana. But the Tibetan Tantrayana, the 3 prongs would unite, would touch each other. But the Japanese Tantrayana, they are separate. The 3 prongs are separate. And the hom is at the center here. You need to visualize that you yourself become 3-prong Vajrasattva. This is the protection of the 3-prong Vajrasattva for your body. And I have taught you the key formula just now. And what is the supreme function? The function is to strengthen yourself. What does Vajrasattva mean? It's indestructible. If there's a ghost coming, what the ghost sees is not you. It's a Vajrasattva. It's indestructible. The ghost cannot destroy it. If there are wandering spirits and demons and come and see you, you are a Vajrasattva, not yourself. So you are indestructible. One time when I was propagating Buddha Dharma in Malaysia, there was an elder monk who sent 3 ghosts with sharp teeth to get me. And I did the body protection of the 3-prong Vajrasattva. I lay in bed, I visualized the 3-prong Vajrasattva and said hom, 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 and I became the 3-prong Vajrasattva. And the 3 ghosts with sharp teeth were trying to bite me, but my body was fine because I was indestructible. But the teeth of the ghosts were all broken. So this is the method. Grandmaster, in the practice of the white robe Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva as a yidam, should I visualize an image of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva wearing a white robe with her left hand holding the willow branch and her right hand holding the jade nectar vase? Is her mantra the 6-syllable mantra? Or is it the mantra which is part of the white robe divine mantra? Is there anything special about the visualization of the empowerment of the 3 lights and the visualization during Samadhi? Also, please teach us the teaching of the white robe Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Dhamma practice. Let me tell you, there are so many emanations of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. 32 Nirmanakayas are just a few. There are actually trillions, myriads of emanations. Some of them are very special, like the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva holding a basket with fish, or the Aulung Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva who's standing on an Aulung huge fish, or the wish-fulfilling Avalokitesvara, and many more, 1,000 arms, 1,000 eyes Avalokitesvara, the red Guan Yin, white Guan Yin, yellow Guan Yin, green Guan Yin. There are innumerable, uncountable of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And in the Hiking Sutra, it's also written that they are the great wisdom Guan Yin, the observant Guan Yin, the noble Guan Yin, the expansively minded Guan Yin. And these 4 Guan Yin. And recently, the Reverend Lien Yin, the rock Yin from Jia Yi, and he made the image of the 4 Guan Yins, which is the great wisdom Guan Yin, the observant Guan Yin, the noble Guan Yin, and the expansively minded Guan Yin. These images of the 4 Guan Yins also originated from Japan. You know, when you visit Kyoto, there are 33 courts, and they are filled with the images of Avalokitesvara or Guan Yin Bodhisattvas. So many of them. So, if you use the white robe version of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, the 6-syllable mantra is the general mantra of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and it is more appropriate to be used for the Chenresic, the 4-arm Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra. And the white robe Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva has her own mantra, and it's different from the 1,000 eyes, 1,000 arm Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, which is Namo Samanto Mudanan Vasala Tamosi. That's his short mantra. Otherwise, the whole Mahakaruna Dharani is very long. That was the mantra of the 1,000 eyes, 1,000 arms, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. If he is your yidam, then you should chant Namo Samanto Mudanan Vasala Dhammo Se. But if your yidam is the white robe, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, then you should chant the white robe divine mantra. The white robe deity divine mantra. I used to be able to chant it. So you visualize her left hand holding the willow branch, her right hand holding the jade nectar vase. You visualize the image of the white robed great master and you recite his mantra, her mantra. Then you visualize the visualization of oneness and enter samadhi. The empowerment of the three lights is also the same, which is Om, Ah, Hum. The three-syllable mantra. Om is white, Ah is red, and Hum is blue. The empowerment of the three lights. And you have to chant the mantra of the white robe great master divine mantra in order to comply. Now do you understand? The fifth instruction of the white robe Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Dhamma practice. Let me specially tell you, when you visualize her, the fifth teaching is you have to think of her willow branch in her left hand to dip into the nectar water and be sprinkled upon you. And you should be able to feel the water being sprinkled on your body. Then this has succeeded. And you need to visualize her white robe is fluttering. When she came to in front of you, when she comes to in front of you, she's alive and her garments are fluttering in the breeze. So the crucial point here is that she's moving. Is this the mantra of the white robe great master divine mantra? You could just chant the last part of the mantra. Or you can chant the whole thing too. Either way. So La or Lo are the same. You can say Galofato or Galafato. Galafato. They're all the same. It's actually between La and Lo. That's what my guru taught me. Galo Fato, Galo Fato, Gala Fato, Gala Fato. Some people chanted Gala Fato. So in the past I chanted Sapo Ho. Now we know it's Soha. So now I taught you the teaching that the willow branch has to sprinkle the nectar water upon your face. You know that Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, when she sprinkled the nectar water upon me, I could feel it on my face, on my body. Then this is it. This is the success. In my practice, I still have too much running thoughts and I'm easily affected by outside environment. Sometimes, like the sound of the motorcycles. It is difficult to focus. So your environment can affect you. I have had an experience of being blessed, but I haven't experienced the spiritual union with the Vajraheart Bodhisattva. Is this kind of practice useless? What should I do in order to gain spiritual union faster? In order to be in spiritual union with the Bodhisattva, first, the power of your vows should be the same as that Bodhisattva. The Bodhisattva has made the vow. So when you dedicate your merit, you should make the vow the same as the deity. When you chant the mantra, which is the mantra of the Bodhisattva, you should be focused. When you're mindful of him or her, you should also be focused. When you form his or her mudra, you should also be focused. You should always be single-minded. So, when you form the mudras of the Bodhisattvas, you have to be focused. And you visualize them, form their mudras, and chant their mantras. They all need concentration and single-mindedness. Everything. Although it is difficult to be single-minded, but you have to train yourself. Like performing the 9-cycle Buddha breathing is to train your concentration. In the right nostril, out the left nostril. In the left nostril, out the right nostril. In the right nostril, out the left nostril. In both nostrils, out from both nostrils. This is to train your concentration. The 9-cycle Buddha breathing is to train your concentration. Once you can master this single-mindedness, hearing the sound of the motorcycles is because maybe you have no soundproof. Our glass windows, sometimes they are double panes. When you close your windows, you don't hear the sound from outside. Of course, some houses don't have such a good soundproof. Of course, there are a lot of running thoughts. However, there is a method. When you visualize the special characteristics of the deity and you focus on that. Then you can train your single-mindedness. And there's a way to train in concentration. a one-point concentration, and you darken your room, and you lit an incense, and there's a red light at the tip of the incense, and you focus on that red light. And you focus on that red light. Don't falter from it. And your mind should focus on that red light. That's the meditation of the one point. You darken your room, lit an incense, and your eyes are gazing at that red light. And don't let your thoughts wander. And gradually you will learn about the concentration. Once you are in concentration or being single-minded, then it'll be easy for you to be in spiritual union with the bodhisattvas. Homage to Grandmaster and the lineage gurus and Simu. Peace be with you. When I'm practicing chanting mantra and imprinting the mantra syllables on my mind, visualizing the yidam, sometimes as I close my eyes, I felt that the yidam is me and I'm the yidam. Is this spontaneous in the visualization of oneness? Sometimes when I'm chanting, I would experience abandonment. So your soul is leaving your body? Typically speaking, when spiritual cultivators have not reached their attainments, they should not leave their bodies. You visualize your yidam standing on top of your heads, and their feet are stepping on the apex, the opening at the tip of your head, so that your soul don't leave your body. Because when you chant mantra and you leave your body, Grandmaster has had this experience. When Grandmaster sleeps, I sleep on my back, facing up, and my soul left my body, and then without knowing, you turn your body so you sleep sideways. When your soul was trying to come back, because the soul left when you were lying on your back, and when it tried to return, your body is sideways. When I got back to the body, I felt that my body was sore and misplaced. It's like the soul was kind of slanted, not quite right, so I would walk like that. One time I was sleeping at the tantric quarter, and there was a huge satellite next to it. Now it's gone. And that satellite would radiate kind of waves, radioactive wave. When my soul returned, and I wanted to return the tantric quarter, and my soul was being drawn to the satellite, and boom. And with hardship, I fell from the satellite, and slowly I returned to my body. So the next morning I had a headache. So do you know, all over the world now, there are waves, EMF and sound waves, etc., all of them, all kinds. You know, when I make a phone call to Taiwan with this little thing and wireless, and it can reach Taiwan, so that all can affect you. So if your soul leaves your body, and then you pass by a hospital with ultrasound, then your soul would be zapped and you'll be dead. So when doing practice, you have to have the yidam stepping on top of your head, then you will not leave your body. So you should not have such experience when chanting mantra. It should be covered. So the visualization of oneness, yidam is me, I am the yidam. That's the spontaneous instinct. Yes. You have visualized that you are the yidam. And Grandmaster often visualized there's a head bump here, and they're like and then Amitabha's brows and eyes and nose and mouth and ears with the snap of a finger. I become Amitabha Buddha. I enter and enter me. If you can truly do it easily, then congratulations. But it is best not to have your soul leave your body. But how about your mantra chanting then? How can you chant the mantra? I have not received the empowerment for Ragaraja, only the empowerment to chant mantra. However, I have completed his mantra recitation for 300,000 times. So now, can I perform his Dharma practice of sculpting his image? Will it work? I think so. If you have completed 300,000 recitation of his mantra, Aizen Katsuta, that's Ragaraja. So Ragaraja or Aizen in Japanese. So you're like catching love. They're also numerous in Japanese Tantrayana. And once you complete 300,000 mantra recitation, then you can perform all his Dhamma practices, also sculpting his image. Of course, after completing the 300,000 mantra recitation and you could feel the spiritual response from Ragaraja, that would be the same as the Ragaraja empowerment. If you could sense that Ragaraja descends and comes, that means you have received the empowerment of Ragaraja. That means the self-giving or self-receiving empowerment of Ragaraja. That Ragaraja is already close to you. Thank you, everybody. The daughter left a voicemail to her mom. Mom, I am a teenager, a rebellious teenager, so please speak softly. And the mom replied, You're a rebellious teenager, but I am in menopause. So please be careful.
师尊是尊重每一个人，
So I find that everybody has their own
我不会踩到
temperament,
你的尾巴，
and I respect
尽量
everybody.
不要踩到。
So I will try my best not to step on your toes.
像师母呢，师母她也是很有个性的，
And Simu also has a very strong character.
师尊也有师尊的个性，
And Grandmaster too has his own character.
彼此了解，
And Simu too. So we
我们做
understand each other's character and temperament. That's how we should live. I will not step on your toes and you don't step on my toes.
就能够圆，
Then the family will be
这是
harmonious.
一个重点。
That's the crucial point.
画家
As a Buddhist family, I don't step on your toes and you don't step on my
彼此
toes.
相爱的故事，
Then we can live
有时候
peacefully
呢
and without problems.
也会碰到，
But sometimes
碰到怎么办呢？
you bump into it.
就远一点，
Then what you should do, then you maintain a distance. You go
反省
and think about it.
是不是错了？
Be introspective if you were wrong.
那彼此之间反省了以后就改过，然后
And
相处在一起。
after being introspective,
那么我们
then you can
虽然是
correct
师
it
尊
and then continually to get along.
跟所有的同门之间，
Although I am a grandmaster, I am the same with all my disciples.
他本身的习性
The disciples have their own disposition and
不
temperament,
要去影响。
and grandmaster does his best not
这
to
样尊重
affect the disciples. Although I'm a grandmaster, all the same, I respect every disciple. That's how I should conduct myself.
我们今天谈出世间道，
Today we will talk about out of worldly path of Lamdre.
这个已经讲过了，
Hmm?
这是利用
I have talked about this.
密观
I use the base empowerment, secret empowerment, wisdom empowerment, and the fourth empowerment
来做分
to
来做分开的
classify the four goals,
设了六地，
because the base empowerment has established the six grounds, and in the future you can attain the Nirmanakaya. And the secret empowerments
本身
has established the four grounds,
道生，
and one can attain the Sambhogakaya. The wisdom empowerment,
会观就是无上密的观点，
which is the empowerment for the highest yoga tantra,
法身
can allow one to attain Dharmakaya. And the fourth empowerment
第四个真神，
can
也就是体性，
allow the attainment of the fourth body, which is the true nature body or the Swabhavika Kaya.
那么今天要讲
Those are the four kinds of empowerments.
戒干
And today we'll talk about the channel seeds guiding path. In the worldly path,
气恶其戒甘露
the
之
channel seeds guiding path
戒甘露道
is explained as the formula for both the qi and ambrosia,
半
which are clutching on the channels and the seeds.
结受为禅定不明显，
From the start of the affinity of the channels and seeds, the guiding path of the ordinary syllables give rise to the unstable appearances.
之戒
Therefore, the appearance of the seven spiritual experiences is considered as unreal fantasy.
如镜稍为污染，
During the middle accumulation period, there appears the 14 syllables or characters, guiding path of the determining phenomena, and all the phenomena is clear and stable. And during the latter accumulating period, there appears the utterly determining lucid appearance of the unimaginable seeds or characters as the guiding path to attain the ultimate gentleness where the eyes can see all sorts of appearances far and close. Those are the instructions on the worldly path. So what is the ambrosia? Is all the secretions inside our body. So where in your practice of this ambrosia, gradually, through the initial accumulation path, middle and latter accumulation periods, so the initial, middle and latter accumulation path or periods, in the initial period, your ambrosia is turbid, so it's not clear. And what you see is also not clear. That's because your ambrosia is not pure. When your ambrosia is gradually being purified, you reach the middle accumulation period, then your ambrosia is half pure and half contaminated. Then what you see is rather fuzzy, half clear, half unclear. When the ambrosia is completely pure, it would be like a clean mirror. This is a mirror that has some dust, but it's okay. I have. Now the mirror is extremely clear, very bright. And just now it was covered with some dust, which means it's in the middle accumulation period. Why the ambrosia is clear and not clear? At the beginning of our spiritual cultivation, that's the initial accumulation period. Just like our minds, you have to clean your mind. Like Sun Guang had this verse, the mind is like the Bodhi tree, and the mind is like the mirror. If you often dust it or clear it, then don't let it be get dusted. So your mind is like a mirror. And in Tantrayana we say that our ambrosia started out turbid, and then it's half purified and half turbid, and lastly it becomes completely pure. And the ambrosia of the mundane beings are turbid. And then you practice until you can lift up your ambrosia and you bless the ambrosia. And the Buddha often gives you the empowerment of the three lights to let their lights shower upon you and to the five chakras, and eventually your ambrosia becomes pure. When you become completely pure, then when you chant mantra, entering samadhi or visualizing, then everything would be pure. And when the ambrosia inside your body is turbid, then it would be fuzzy. And gradually, by the empowerment of the three lights, by the blessings of the yidam, by the protector, by the root guru, you gradually become purified. then your ambrosia, the red body and white body, can become pure. And your red body and white body are colorful. Grandmaster is the non-leaking sage. But I want to see my own white body. When I let it out, my white body is colorful. It's color of red, yellow, white, green, blue, brown, they're all there. So it has colors. So in the future, when I have the attainment of the rainbow light, that's when I evaporate my own body, white body, and then it would become rainbow light, would sparkle, become rainbow light. That's what this excerpt means. So today is Mother's Day. I should say this to Master Huijin. Other people, when they have money, they would save it into their carts. Do you know? You deposit your money in your cart. Do you understand? No? How come this joke? But for me, when I have money, I would save calories. Save it into calories. That's kind of a play of sound. I often say when you change shape, that's or changing mind or changing attitude, but this is play of words of Chinese, like pervert. Changing attitude sounds like pervert. So no need to get worked up over being called a pervert, because it means you're just changing your attitude. But it only meaningful in Chinese. This is you have to answer quickly. So how do you improve your livelihood? Is you throw away stuffs periodically, regularly. What is the most important thing for two people after they're getting married? The most important thing is to regard it as not married yet. What is freedom? Is the power to say no. Is it true that the more mature you are, the harder you are to fall in love? Because when you're mature, you would know if it is love or lust, passion. How to get out of the lowest point in life is to walk out of it and do it now. So where's the divide of the past and the future part of our lives is now. How do you say the inspirational books? It belongs to other people. Doesn't matter how much you see or read. It's not your own. So, through Buddha school, in our Buddhist studies and practices, it's not how other people practice, but how you practice. So we don't care how other people practice or how Grandmaster practices. We just continue our practice, and the more we practice, the better we are at it. And then eventually you would be in union between the heaven and humans, and you're in spiritual union with the Yidam, with the deity, and then eventually you become the Yidam. And if you practice the Bodhisattva, you often think for others, not for yourself. You forsake yourself. There is no yourself. When you reach that realm, although you are the one practicing, eventually you practice for the sake of all sentient beings. That's how Grandmaster is. So now, every night, frankly speaking, I perform border deliverance. Look how many people die every day. I changed myself into Amitabha Buddha. And then I cast the lotus from my hand on top of the ocean. It became the Dharma ship. And on top, above, it's hang the being reborn into the Pure Land. And the Amitabha Buddha radiating light like threads to the samsara, and then the sentient beings from the samsara would follow the threads or the ropes and to be guided onto the Dharma ship, and then to bring them to be reborn into the Pure Land. So during this pandemic, I transformed myself to become Amitabha Buddha, and then I cast the lotus blossom that became the Dharma ship, and then I radiated light, and the light rays became like ropes, and the sentient beings climb on that ropes to get onto the Dharma ship, and the Dharma ship is being driven to the Western Pure Paradise, Western Pure Land. Every night, when it's about 1 a.m., after midnight, I would perform this practice, and I would get into bed only after I complete this, and I do it every night. And you have to do it like what's written in Lamdre, that your mind or your heart is like the clear mirror, and Amitabha Buddha, by the clear, bright mirror, enters into your body, and with the snap of the fingers you become Amitabha Buddha. And then Amitabha Buddha radiating light, and to attract all the sentient beings to get onto the Dharma ship, and then let the Dharma ship to go to the Western Paradise, the Western realm of utmost bliss. And today, thank you for viewing. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, everybody.